Madam Forelady, has your jury agreed upon a verdict?
Yes.
On count one, strangulation or suffocation, what is your verdict? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
On count two, the charge of assault and battery, what is your verdict? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Madam Forelady, members of the jury, hearken to your verdict as the court has recorded it. Upon your oath, you say that the defendant is not guilty of the count of strangulation or suffocation and not guilty of the count of assault and battery. So say you, Madam Forelady?
Yes.
So say all members of the jury.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Jurors, please be seated for a moment. Everyone be seated. The juror, in any case, can be demanding, and in a case
What's happening? When women are scorned, they get away with a lot. So Stephon Diggs found not guilty for, I guess, assaulting this woman. And if you saw on the internet, they had a video of her dancing a few days after she said she was assaulted. And I get, on the stand, it didn't look too good, but whatever. But past that part of it, there's numerous examples of celebrities who wound up in bad situations, whether it be bad publicity or actual jail time or being sued for amounts of money, who've had to pay for a woman being scorned. And also you've had, anecdotal situations in everyday life. And the reason I'm making this video is because there's really no consequences. And this is what men have an issue with, part of the manosphere and all, that y'all talk about. Part of the issue is there is no consequences. And you wind up in situations where, I was mad, I was angry, I was upset, I didn't get my way, so he assaulted me physically, or he assaulted me in a sexual manner, or he did something wrong to me. He hurt my feelings, and it's like, come on, dog. Y'all get to go home when it's proven that there's a lie. There is no bad publicity for you. There is no jail time for you. There is no lawsuit for you. Sometimes I will say, some people get shunned by society because it's like, but usually even with that, it's like, it's a time period, which you can't really be thinking about it. You can't be upset because even when people do stuff out of pocket, the forgiveness has a time period. But so I'm gonna pause on that part. But let me do this way. Diddy's in jail. He got sued. But on the stand, they just said Cassie was really, really involved in this stuff. But hey, she gets to go home and win a lawsuit. Just the Stephon Diggs thing for sure. But you've seen on the internet plenty of times where men have had their property destroyed or have been, unalived because I was mad. You've seen people lie and say they were defending themselves and unalive a guy. And it's like, you've seen well, I don't know if y'all saw all of these things, but these things are actually out there. You've seen women, run men over with cars. Oh, I was mad. Those women went to jail, but did they go to jail? Did they get a life sentence? Absolutely not. I was mad. I felt like I got cheated on. It's like, okay, when you feel you get cheated on, there's a long list of things y'all do that if a man were to do, he would get life in jail. And it's because I'm scorned. Some of y'all are mad, and I'll make sure you never see your kids again. But does anybody go to jail for stuff like that? Absolutely not. some of y'all abuse kids because of that. Oh, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna abuse this kid. And it's like, and people over time they go, man, that was. I can't believe you did this. Or I can't believe you did that. I can't believe all of this was about that. And it's like, yeah. Um, people was making fun of celebrity recently. Wife got online holding drugs in her hand. He need help. And it was like people looking at her like, you need help because you over there. He need help. Woo! I'm overdoing it when I say that, but do that. But it was like, yeah, because there's these stories like, oh, if I say that I'm having a bad time, I could rob this guy blind and then just go off into the sunset and be a victim, and then maybe I can get on a talk show, a TV show, write a book, and it just the consequences are non-existent, and all this stuff flies under the radar. You got people who still say it to this day. Megan Thee Stallion, Tory Lane situation, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying that she got shot in the foot. I will say that. There were no bones broken. I'm not buying you got shot in the foot with no bone. You know that don't exist. Sorry. But without a but people go, that whole situation was about cheating, right? And because I'm scorned, I can be able to do this and do that. And it's like, whatever. In some ways, thinking of celebrities, you had celebrities basically rob their ex-husbands. Like what did I do? It's like, oh my God, you own one right now. But I was scorned, and it's like, oh, okay, you were scorned. Interesting. So when you scorned, everything is on the table. You know, everything is on the table, and there are no consequences. And if you ruin somebody's life based on a lie, it's okay. Like and what I'm about to say is really part of the equation. Sometimes y'all not really scorned because y'all not really in relationships with people. Sometimes y'all just be you do this type of stuff when you're not in a relationship with a person. I want to be in a relationship and I wanted to be in a relationship with you, but if I can't have you, no one can. And it's like, oh, here we go. All right. But once again, there's no consequence for that, you know. And I can tell you, I've had schizophrenic. I've had schizophrenic people call the police on me for a wellness check because you don't want to be with me. I'm gonna tell them that you crazy, but you the one off your meds though. But there's no consequences. You know what I'm saying? You've had even in these scoring situations, you've had situations where people were scorned and they sent their family and friends to harm people, to hurt people, beat up people, to shoot at people. People remember that case where um, woman lied, told her family, and one of her family members died. But the person was on trial and it was self-defense. Ruined his life because scorned. I mean, people forget about the stories of there's been multiple football players who, you know, some got drafted, some didn't. Because a woman was scorned. You're not gonna be with me. I'm gonna tell the world you did this. You know, I forget. I remember it was the two cats at Ohio State, maybe 2-3 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. It was people forget about the brother from they went to Baylor. He didn't get drafted because of that. They had one that what did she do to him? There's one threw boiling water on a guy, burned him. He wound up making a draft. He healed, made a draft later. Y'all know who that is. I'm not even gonna bring up the name. Some of y'all know. And there've been a few where what was the one that she was mad as a mug, and either they broke up or they wasn't together, and she basically said he did something, ruined his draft stock, and it's like, oh, okay, whatever. It's like, okay, oh no, well that ain't necessarily scorn. It might be scorn, but I'm thinking of somebody else. Y'all remember he ruined somebody's career because he kicked the white chick in the butt, throwing her out of a party. Oh, not Guinevere. But, she was scorned. It gets weird. It gets weird. Y'all remember the lady who drove with a diaper on from Texas to Florida, or is it from Florida to Texas? I forget which one. To 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 get revenge because she felt like she got played. Like, the consequences are just like they're minuscule compared to the damage that's been done. But I'm gonna leave it at that, man. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.